Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We're back for episode 2 with AJ and Cooper and your boy Mike. So we've had a lot of us talk about a lot of coaching. We've had a lot of games up in some ways that we predicted, some in ways we could have never anticipated. So, what was the first game, AJ? What was the first game and thoughts?
It was Chiefs Texans. Um, kind of went. I don't think I predicted the Texans win. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. I don't know. But it kind of went how I thought it could go. You know, Chiefs gonna capitalize on any drive extenders. I know there's been a lot of chatter about the refs and if they get a favorable whistle. Um, I definitely don't really enjoy watching the Chiefs, but they definitely make you pay if you know, hit or don't hit Mahomes on a third down, that would force a punt or a long field
Are you talking
goal
about the
or
slide,
even
or which one are you talking about?
slide or the Will Anderson hit to the
Bro,
shoulder.
okay. I know that people don't like the slide call, but in real life time, when there's three helmets hitting, like clashing, if I'm the ref, I'm throwing the flag.
Mahomes
It looks like
Glazer.
helmet to helmet.
Mahomes Glazer.
No, Broncos fan who's in the
Oh no,
same
I'm
division doesn't
big,
like
I'm
Mahomes.
big, I'm big on let the boys play.
Oh, okay.
I'm a big let the boys play,
Big,
yeah.
big
So
CTE guy. Big CTE guy right there. Yes,
well,
sir.
the thing is, he was dancing around. He was dancing around looking for linemen, and then he went down. Like if he was just going for like a slide, like forward progress, but he was kind of just like dancing around laterally. As a
Yeah,
defender, like you're just trying to go for the guy with the ball.
he came back
No
into the
matter
field
if
of
it's
play.
Yeah,
number
yeah.
15 or if
And
it's.
I think I did say you could call me out if the Chiefs lose, but no one's getting called out today because
And I bookmarked it. I'll bookmark it again this week too.
okay, no, okay, we'll get into this week's matchup. Chiefs aren't losing. Let me say it again. The Chiefs are not losing to the Bills. Okay, Cooper, thoughts on the game?
Let's
Anything
get to
else?
our
Anything else?
thoughts. Yeah.
There was one drive, I think it was late in the third quarter, that the Texans they got blitzed by Spagnuolo 3 plays in a row, and Stroud didn't have an answer. I'm not saying it was the same blitz, like he didn't run the same play 3 plays in a row, but he
Yeah.
he disguised his blitz, sent different people. I think he set a corner one time, and Stroud had no answer. Offensive line couldn't pick it up, and it was at that moment. I think they were down. I think this was. I think they were down a touchdown. But at that moment, that game was over. As soon as Spagnuolo figured out, hey, I can send a blitz. I can send five guys every time, and just because they were. This was like when Stroud got sacked for like that 11-yard loss on fourth down or whatever.
Hmm.
Like they needed that drive to keep it within the game, and then that was huge momentum boost for the Chiefs. Defense stepped up for them, like it has all year. Their defense is they they don't get enough talk, but the last 2 years they've been unstoppable. It's kind of made up for Mahomes having these like up and down swings. Like this isn't his best year, but it's still a decent year. But they're still winning games because their defense. And then special teams came up clutch. They had like 2 blocked field goals. Guy missed an extra point. Blah blah blah. Like kicker sold. Blah blah blah. Whatever. But yeah, it sucks that it was the Chiefs keep on going. But um, yeah, their defense is so good.
Of course.
But
Yeah, it
yeah.
sucks. Yeah, it sucks. I do. I will say to your point, when when you lose guys like Tyreek Hill, when you lose guys like Rashee Rice, to have a defense like what Spagnuolo, up or down, whatever Mahomes might be going, but near the end of the game, I mean, Kelsey had a great game. The momentum was on Kansas City. It was one of those games where you can tell who's got a foot. But the game after that Lions, hey, we got Ben Johnson out of it, which we'll talk about later. But boy, oh boy, it's not looking good for the Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams is superior to Jaden Daniels. It's not looking good for those talks. But the Commanders came out in Detroit. I do believe Jared Goff might have been concussion half the game. That could have been an impacting factor. But what did we see? What did we see, Cooper?
Yeah, I said it. I said it here last Wednesday, last Thursday.
You
This
did
was
call. We
gonna,
were texting about this. You did call this.
yeah,
Yep.
this was gonna be basketball on grass. They had, uh, tw I forgot how many points in the, was it 42 points in the second quarter or something, like
It was
combined?
more.
Something crazy like that.
Yeah,
More,
and
yeah.
so just absolutely best game of the day. Made me so happy to watch. Like Jane Daniels, he's so composed. It's really something to see like these older quarterbacks like for rookies getting in here and they're playing much better than Anthony Richardson, a Will Levis, some of these other guys that just come in pretty raw. And so this college
And
game,
Trubisky.
yeah, this college game might develop a little
We'll let this
differently.
stray.
Yeah, if with these eligibility rules and stuff, it might change how colleges evaluate quarterback play. People might the NIL's keeping quarterbacks in the uh, NCAA, so there's all that. And now that they're coming into the NFL, a little bit more developed, they've taken a little bit more hits, they've got more games, they've seen more defenses, and then so it really doesn't take that much to get them up to speed. And so with Jaden Daniels, you can tell every time he's on the field, he's going to make you pay. Um, De'Ami Brown showed up a lot, and then that was kind of surprising. Uh, and of course, AJ or not Terry McLaurin, he's just the best. Like he's quarterback proof, but then he has a quarterback that like can get in the ball, and so I think he elevates Jane Daniels, but Jane Daniels is taking advantage of how skilled he is, and so it's just fun to watch their offense. The surprising thing to me, their defense stepped up huge. They've had an average defense all season. All of a sudden, they look like a top three defense in the league. Kind of stifling in some areas, but they were the only defense to get stops. Like that's all that mattered in this game. They got the what three stops, and that's what they needed. And
I think the Lions had 5 turnovers, I think. Something, it was 4 or 5. I don't
that's
know.
true. They
It
did
was
have
bad, though.
those big turnovers, but I was just thinking more like three and outs and stuff like that because
Yeah,
I felt
it
like
was
the
more.
Lions could overcome those turnovers, and they did to some degree. But when you get up to five, it's not good. But yeah, what do you think, AJ?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Commanders they've been a great story. Um, I said this last week. I thought that was what we were getting with the Bears, but no. Um, no, the Commanders have been a great story. Um, Multiple text chains. I might have said it on air. Fast quarterbacks give Aaron Glenn problems,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
the Justin
and
Fields thing. We did say that Justin
I
Fields.
kept telling,
Oh, it's the Lions.
yeah, no, but I was telling one of my buddies who's a Commanders fan, and I was like, because like they're what 8.5 point dogs. You're not really you're thinking like as a fan of the team, you're like, oh, we can beat anyone, but like as an objective watcher, I was like, if they win, Aaron Glenn defense usually has problems with fast quarterback. I also think that the line or sorry, Dan Quinn out Dan Campbell. He went for it.
Mm.
I mean, the first fourth down call was kind of head scratching, but he didn't back down. He doubled down on it the whole game. And I think the Commanders are actually the best fourth down team in the league, and they might not have a quarterback who can squat 600 pounds like the Eagles, but uh, Aiden Daniels with his mobility, like even like 4th and 3, like there's so much you can do with him there. Uh, a rollout, a quick pass, because he can beat the guy to the edge. Um, no problem. And then I definitely think, yeah, their defense stepped up, forced a 3-and-out on the first possession. I definitely didn't expect that. I thought that the Lions would go down and score 7. And then, yeah, the turnovers definitely killed the Lions. I wouldn't have called a wide receiver pass. I think they were down 10.
Okay,
That was a huge turning point. And no, I don't. You have bad play calls all the time.
no, I
I
understand, but
wouldn't
at the
call
same
that.
time,
That's something you
Jameson.
call when you're up. That's something you call when you're up
Okay, but no one's
against the
expecting
Bears.
it. Yeah, against the Bears, bro. Jameson Williams. Let me not call him out because I might not understand, maybe the way he plays. His IQ is extremely low, and that
Bro,
was clearly seen on the field on that play. Am I
I would have
trying to
just
back
chucked
up
it
my
out of
boy Ben
bounds, man.
Johnson a little bit right now? Oh, am I trying to back up my boy
All right,
Ben
go ahead,
Johnson a
go
little bit
ahead,
right
go
now?
ahead.
Absolutely. Keep going, AJ.
No, yeah, that was a difference in the game. The fourth down, you steal possession, steal time off clock from Detroit, and then also you pick 6, and then you turn it over in what would be Washington plus territory at least once. So that sets them up not 14 free points, but I mean they capitalize off turnovers, and that's something that you can't do in the playoffs. I think across the board on all the games, the team who won the turnover margin won the game. So yeah, no. Oh,
Texans.
I'm just talking out of my butt.
The
Texans.
Oh,
Texans. That is
Oh,
true.
yeah, that's right, that's right,
Was it?
that's right. The
Weren't
other
the
three
teams like
games.
49-0 before that or something?
Yeah, yeah.
It was some stat I saw on Instagram. It was
I think it was the other 3 games. Texans shot themselves in the foot, maybe.
Yeah.
I think it was the turnover ratio and yards in the game. It was the first time ever a team lost. They had been 49-0 until that point. But to
Yeah.
this Lions game, I on that pick six, Jared Goff got absolutely fucked. They missed a flag. End of the day, it is what it is. But
On what?
Jared Goff got leveled.
Oh, number one rule of when you throw
Here,
an interception is
remember,
do not try to tackle the defender.
AJ,
That's how
it's
Jay
a
Cutler
playoff
got hurt in
game.
the
He's
NFC
still
Oh yeah,
protected.
let him
Championship
score.
game.
Let him score.
That's
Let
how
him
Jay
score.
Cutler got
Run the
hurt in
back
the
drive. Come on,
championship.
Ben. Put a good play call in, bro. He's gonna go try to get the tackle.
Okay, yeah, but then don't. But if that's fine if you
Boo,
go for the tackle, but
42.
if you get blown up on the block, that's not my fault.
No, but he's still
QBs are not.
protected.
This is not
So
Cam Newton.
yeah, it doesn't matter if it was a quarterback or if he was a fullback. That was a blind.
No, he's protected because he's a quarterback. He's
Well,
protected the whole
nonetheless, even
play.
if he okay, Cooper, should that have been a flag or not?
It should have, by the letter of the law. It should have.
Okay,
But
by the letter of the law, by the letter of the law.
yeah, like he's protected the whole
Okay.
play. He gets protection the whole play. No matter if yeah, so that's a tough thing. Like as a Lions fan, I would be mad. I'd be upset that it missed a call. But then you get the makeup call about the invisible face mask later in the game. So it's like it makes up for
Yeah,
itself.
and I'm like I said, let the boys play. Gotta remember,
I know.
I like
Let the
letting the
boys
boys
play.
play.
Let the boys play. But after that, I do think after that, man, I was like, wow, the Commanders really have a chance. End of the first half, I'm not gonna lie, I was in the car, buddy. We were going to pick. We had the game on, but then it lagged, and then we stopped watching for. Oh, well,
Just
I
keep
guess
going.
I'm
Keep
gonna
going.
go with. Oh, I love that Mike Ditka background picture. I remember watching that game. Green Bay Packers, Chicago Bears, Monday Night Football. Seneca Wallace comes in, and we beat them. Brandon Marshall, back right corner, pylon, touchdown. Okay, nonetheless, can I go? Am I good to go?
Yeah, you're good. Just keep going.
You gonna cut me like last time when I had my Barcelona and Madrid take? I'm doing that again?
No, dude, that's our highest clip on
What?
YouTube.
That never happened.
I know, that was incredible.
That's got
So,
500 views.
what was I? Man, we're gonna get to 500 million soon. Psych. Okay, what was I at? Where was I at? I was talking about.
You're talking
Oh
about the
yeah,
game
so
lagged.
bro, and my dad, who we got him into football, like in Romania they don't have American football, right? So I got him into football a little bit, and he calls me. he just threw an interception. I was like, bro, no way. Because like the Lions were driving. I thought they'd score at least a field goal before half. I look on Twitter. This guy threw a pick again. So a lot of mistakes. I will say Ben Johnson did call a good game. As many yards as he did, 31 points as well. With your quarterback doing things like that, have a promising future in the city of Chicago at head coach. And then moving on to Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, should I say, we had Eagles and Rams. Probably me personally, one of the most, I mean, the snow aspect, yeah, you remember. Not a very memorable game for personally, except for Saquon's head tap. AJ, what do you think?
Yeah, I thought Eagles would probably go in there and you know they have a great O line. They have Saquon running behind them. I kind of thought that would be the story of the game. I mean, it was. He got what almost 200 yards. It's probably hard to win a lot of games allowing that many rush yards. Um, yeah, Jalen Hurts didn't have to do a whole lot. He got hurt. What was it? Third quarter. And I love a good snow game. So definitely that was that was memorable. It wasn't like Lions Eagles like 10 years ago, but
Yeah, yeah.
um yeah,
Matthew
the
Stafford.
Rams
Matthew Stafford in
defensive line,
Philadelphia.
yeah, Matthew Stafford, Stat Padford. Uh yeah, the line or not the Lions, sorry. The Rams D line definitely came to play. Jared Verse talked some trash and he backed it up. Uh he had a game. Another testament to an older rookie going back to college. Not a quarterback, so it's not apples to apples, but uh, yeah, no, their whole D line came to play. They were they had 6 or 7 sacks. Um, but yeah, at the end of the day, uh, Saquon and the Eagles line took over, and Jalen Carter. Wow, uh, what a what a find for Howie Roseman to get him at 9, although he or 10, 9, 9.
9 because we traded.
Yep, that was a great pickup by them. They went to the Super Bowl and then they got probably the first or second best player on the board, and he really
Okay,
showed out on
character concerns coming out of
on.
college. Does not act like
No,
he was a
yeah,
perfect
no, it's
prospect
fine.
and
But
he
no,
wasn't.
that's fine. But he
You
went to a D line room. He
know what I
went.
mean?
No,
So
but that's the thing. He went to a defensive line room that had Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, some great veterans versus
okay,
some of those teams who are picking at the top of the board who may not have as strong of a locker room.
okay.
That's a
In
good
King
point.
polls, we trust Darnell Wright is our only good offensive lineman.
Oh, it
So
doesn't have to be Bears to everything, you know. I'm just
ah,
Howie.
Ben
Howie's a pretty good GM.
Johnson. Yeah,
Howie's a good GM. He's willing to take swings.
it's a dog.
Cooper, what do you think?
Yeah, I like to piggyback off your point that it was a trenches battle. Is that that Eagles offensive line was opening up huge holes for Saquon. I I bet he is just astonished about the difference in Giants O line versus this Eagles O line is like he's not having probably to work nearly as hard with his eyes to find a hole like he had to do. Like the play goes where it's supposed to go. Like he's not having to make cutbacks that are undesigned. Holes are opening perfectly for him, and it's it's one of those things where it's like he doesn't need that to be like good. He's a elite on his own, but when he has that, it just like he's 10 times better, and it's unbelievable to watch. He's phenomenal. Um, just what he can do for Jalen Hurts, like when when Jalen Hurts breaks that long run, it's like, oh, it's like the Lamar Jackson factor with Derrick Henry. People bite on the play fake, and then you've got guys out of position, and you can go long. And Jalen Hurts is definitely a suitable quarterback to do those read option plays before he got the knee injury in the third quarter. But yeah, I saw a stat. It's like Jalen Hurts is 0-4 when throwing above 155 yards in a playoff game, but when he does under, he's like
Wow.
undefeated. So
Wow.
that might be something to watch in this next game. But yeah, I think the Rams, they played good enough to stay in it. If they played a perfect game, they'd probably win. Those two fumbles by their running back, Kyron Williams, really hurt. Um, and the defense kept him in it with the safety. That was good to see, and then gives it right back. But yeah, it's you don't really hear much about like the Eagles corners, but they just got like nominated for like defensive rookie of the years. So um, that was pretty interesting. There's a lot of people saying like, oh, it should have been these other guys, but media carries some weight, so they got the nod. Um, yeah, I think the whole thing, especially with weather coming in to to impact the game, it's like the trenches just were the story. But yeah,
That run by Jalen Hurts, there was a lineman, I forgot his name. He didn't even block. He was just running. That just goes to show how that line is really good. He was just running up that sideline on the and I mean Rams were in it for a little while there. Like I thought they could push the pedal and maybe take a little shot above, but did not happen.
I thought
Philadelphia,
they were going to win that last drive
yeah,
because of Jake Elliott missed the extra point.
100%. No, but
But
Philadelphia, they did the
and
Philly
Cardinals
thing. They
ran.
were at home. They were favored. Took the dub like they were supposed to, and pushed it on to the crazy game that we talked about, that we had a lot of emphasis on last week. The game NFL fans were Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen in Buffalo. So to start out, I will do what AJ said. Right hand up. I had to go to a dinner with some. No, no,
Oh,
no, hold
what?
on. I'm not done.
What?
I had to go to a dinner with some hometown friends and some people, but me and my brother had the game on,
Okay.
and it was up on the bar over there. So I did
Well,
watch.
yeah,
Let's not.
watching
But it
at a
was
dinner at a sports
I
bar.
know, but I was low key like uninterested in the. Yeah, like how's the yeah oh yeah like like I was doing a lot of that back and forth
bro's a
again.
fake friend.
Um, I'm such a fake friend. I could have stayed at home and watched it, but I went. So I'm low key. But we talked about the little mistakes. We talked about the field goal kicking and how both teams could come back from it. Either aspect, and the way the game ended. Mark Andrews. And once again, I do feel that Buffalo did have that. I feel that Buffalo had control throughout the game. Like they seemed like the team to win it all. Especially Lamar threw that was horrid when he threw. I think in the second quarter was, but they came back down two. They run that play and nonetheless, Josh Allen might have gone down the field and put him in field goal position. I'm not quite. Mark Andrews to drop what is considered a layup in the NFL. I don't know if you guys have seen the Brandon Knight missed layup in the NBA, where he just clocks off the backboard. That was the equivalent to what happened on that drop.
Should have done a forward lateral to the tight end.
Hmm. Who does that kind of stuff, AJ? Who does that kind of stuff? What'd you think, AJ? You give us a analysis on this game and the forward lateral.
No, yeah, I was thinking it would come down to field goals. Justin Tucker didn't end up uh, missing a field goal or extra point. So yeah, I thought he was decent. I thought Buffalo came out was it 21-10 at half. And I was like, I was a little disappointed. I thought it would be like a closer game. And then I think they kind of took their foot off the gas second half. Lamar, he did bring him down. I mean, he had him with a he had him he gave him a chance to tie it with a minute left. I think the Bills would have just went down and kicked a field goal if Andrews had caught that. Um, and no, that the fumble where Damar Hamlin went and went for the sack, and then Von Miller picked that up. huge play by DeMar, um, game changer.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Von Miller, he can still run. And then yeah, that interception. I don't think Buffalo came away with points on it, but yeah, the interception in the second quarter was terrible. And then at the end of the game, when uh, what was it? The Bills, they were at like the two. I thought that was a pivotal moment if uh, they went for the score and just went for the kill shot, or trusting your defense. I probably would have went for it if it was a 4th and 1, but it was like a long two. So credit to Sean McDermott. He probably would have gotten killed over that if they went for it and they missed the 4th down. Um, and then also the Ravens, 16 carries for Derrick Henry. I know they fell down early, but I feel like every time Derrick Henry gets eliminated from the playoffs, this is what happens. Or even like the Ravens in general. I just feel like they're a power run football team, and they went away from it. And so, yeah, I mean, both those teams are super fun to watch. Um, I did have a Ravens future that was killed
Yeah.
Sunday night, but no, I love watching the Bills play, and yeah, they got to just stay aggressive. Uh, put the game in Josh's hands next week. Who Cooper?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cooper. Dive
yeah,
us into this analysis. Let's get an analysis on this game. The X's and O's, big X's and O's guy right here.
yeah. So I mentioned the read option. Ravens got to run the ball, and like AJ said, not a lot of carries for Mark Andrews or Mark. What the heck
Huh?
am I talking
Oh, yeah,
about?
nobody didn't get any carries. I'll tell you that.
For Derrick Henry. Sorry, my bad. But yeah, not a lot of carries for Derrick Henry. I think it was one of those games where playoff Lamar showed up. It was like
Oh,
he didn't have his best game that he has in the regular season. It's like he has a new season start where he's Will Levis. And
another
Whoa,
11 straight. This same
Levis.
episode is crazy.
Okay.
Woo!
like and then the season, all these stats about like MVP Lamar, MVP Josh Allen debate, they were saying, "Oh, Lamar has less interceptions." But then as you see in this game, he doesn't have less turnovers. He gets another fumble. DeMar Hamlin, like AJ mentioned, strips Lamar, and man,
Played
it
of the
was
game.
yeah, it was so fun to see Von Miller run. I mean, it just brought me back to like 2015. I was like, oh man, it's good to see him do stuff like that. Um, but yeah, the turnovers for Lamar are costly, but they kind of hide it because they're not interceptions. He's not a running back. If he was a running back, these fumbles would be all over. But since he's a quarterback, we only track the interceptions when we put up graphics on social media, and so yeah, I think it's very deceptive what the media is doing with this MVP debate, and um, that's my thoughts on the MVP debate. But for this game, I think the Bills knew how to win this game. They put the ball in their best player's hands. He delivered. Josh Allen, he's a maniac. He's fun to watch. I just watched a clip of him in his first playoff game.
I saw the same one. I saw the same
Yeah,
I
one.
just saw that. I just saw that. I
we
just saw that.
Yeah, I saw the same one.
absolute two halves. Like this game was so much more clean. Like way like easy to watch. Like if you're a Bills fan, you're like crapping your pants about like Josh Allen's gonna do something terrible. That game, it was like a cartoon happening.
He was
I,
rolling, bro. He was hurdling in like overtime. I was like, what is he doing?
yeah,
That's awesome.
Hurdle on 3rd and 9.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
The
awesome.
Yeah,
receiver
it was
pass
overtime too.
for the touchdown, like
30-yard sack running backwards, like just that gave me Justin Fields flashbacks. I'm like,
yeah, it's impressive to see how far he's come. He's really carrying this Bills team. Like, and I want to say another thing about this Bills team. A lot of these Bills fans on Twitter are talking about, oh, we don't have any Pro Bowlers. Oh, we don't have any what's All Pros. To be an All Pro at a position, you have to be either the top two players at that position 3, 4, or 5. I think defensive line they give 5. You get two, like you get 2 for first team and 2 for second team. So maybe it's just 4. You have to be a top 4 player at your position. The Bills only have one of those, but they have several top 10 guys at their positions. Like,
Dawkins, there's
Yeah, they've
Dawkins.
got a lot of 6, 7, and 8s.
yes, thank you, AJ. Yes, they've got
Who's,
Deion Dawkins.
who's their all pro? Dawkins?
No, it was Josh Allen. He was second team All Pro.
Oh, okay, okay.
But yeah, Deion Dawkins. He's probably the 5th best guy at his position. It, their corner, I think Benford.
And
He's
Oliver, Rousseau,
yeah.
Ebenesa, Von Miller, rested.
Matt Collins.
Okay, yeah, but
Matt
like
Collins, didn't he go in shirtless?
Matt Collins. Okay. The Cancun jokes would have been disgusting. That's all I have to say.
but yeah, they
Who else? Colton Kincaid, Dawson Knox. They've got 2 reliable tight ends. James Cook. He's
Those guys
probably not a
have the
top
Pro
3
Bowl,
running
many are
back, but he's
saying.
definitely top 8.
yeah.
Many are saying Cook should have gotten a Pro Bowl spot this year. So
Pro Bowl
which
is
one
just
is it? Cook
popularity
isn't
contest.
good, or Josh Allen doesn't have help? Like they like
Yeah.
to start a narrative.
I know at the
Big
beginning of
narrative
the
guy like
season. I
AJ
know
up
the
here.
beginning of the season, like Manuel Acho was saying that their window's closed, which maybe they'll go in there and
The
lay a
first problem
stinger
is
in
doesn't do
Kansas City
Emmanuel
and it's close.
Acho. That's
But
your first problem.
oh no, I don't really like Emmanuel Acho. I think his morals are a little
Didn't
bit
he play
off.
for us? Didn't he play for us
Spreading
1 year?
joy.
Didn't Emmanuel Acho
Yeah,
play for the Bears 1 year?
probably.
I think he wore 49. Let me look. I swear he did.
I think it was Sam Acho, his brother.
Oh, facts. Good call.
Yeah, I think it was Sam Acho, his brother. I think he was on 2018 Bears. No,
It
yeah, I
was
just saw a clip of that, and I
it was
remember I
Sam
remember
Acho.
some people saying that. I also have heard guys like Colin Cowherd go like this week. He was like, "Oh, the Bills are the new Chiefs because like they got rid of their like star receiver, and their QB's kind of spreading it around, and they've got like a good all around team, but no like studs." And I wouldn't go that far yet, just because I guess like same style, but they don't have the rings. So I
Yeah.
mean, I would love to see them dethrone Kansas City, but yeah, oh yeah, Josh Allen, he's gonna elevate anyone on his team, and yeah, their line is a great line. You give Allen time to create, he's gonna make it happen. Um, I hope they lean into Josh Allen this week versus going a little conservative second half.
So then, do you want to dive in? Let's dive into this Chiefs game then. It's
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah.
All right. What do we?
Lone,
AJ, keep going.
let's do. Are we done here? Is everyone shared everything for Ravens?
I think
Bills?
that's it. I think Mark Andrews needs to retire. I think that's
Why?
what.
Because he had one bad fumble and a
Okay, the same
drop.
exact play happened against the Steelers. Like the same play, he dropped. Like it's the same.
Yeah, but didn't he have like career high touchdowns after like week 9 or something like that? I don't know. Maybe call me out. I might be wrong, but I thought
I
he
know.
had a decent season.
I,
He
I,
had a
I
slow
feel bad,
start. He
man.
definitely had a slow start.
I feel bad. Like I'd rather Josh Allen have pushed the ball down the field than like that. That's just heartbreaking. Like that just sucks. But I mean, I have
Yeah.
nothing else to say because it doesn't matter what team won this week. The Chiefs are gonna beat
All right.
the Bills.
So I think
Okay.
first game Sunday is a 3 o'clock in Philly. I love this game. I think I love Commanders +6 this game. I love
Oh,
Commanders to win outright. Uh, I think this team's playing with like a wine out us mentality. They're what 8.5, 9 point underdogs versus Detroit. Uh, Philly hangs their hat on their defense with Vic Fangio, which not Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels put up 5 touchdowns last time they played. I know Jalen Hurts didn't play or didn't play the whole game. Um, but yeah, I don't. I think Jaden Daniels, from a defensive standpoint, I think they'll be all right. And yeah, Washington's defense has played a lot better. Yeah, they're 6-point dog. I think and it's gonna. I think it'll come down to their success on fourth down. How many possessions can you steal, and can you keep Philly out of tush push situations?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I like the Commanders. I think maybe I'm buying too much into the underdog story, but yeah, they're a great story of the year. Uh, it'll be a great NFC East rivalry. What the two cities are like? What 2 hours apart from each other? I'm sure there's going to be a good amount of Commanders fans at the game. Uh,
I saw
hope there's
20. I think
no
22% of
hope
tickets
there's
sold
no
out.
slurs in the stadium again. Uh, Stay classy, Philly. And yeah, I think I like Commanders. Let's say 34 to 30, and I think Jake Elliott's going to miss an extra point.
Oh, off the crossbar.
He's washed.
Off the crossbar.
I don't care. I think he'll just miss an extra point.
To add on to that, I think I saw the. I think it was from Virginia. Did it? So there will. Those fans don't get a lot of no diss. Those fans don't get a lot of. I'm sure they want to come out, show out, especially being. Am I muted? No, I'm not
No,
muted.
you're not muted. It just kind of
Okay.
cuts in and out. I don't know why.
For me?
Yeah,
Wait. Hello?
yeah. We can hear
Wait, was
you.
it cutting in the whole time, in and out?
Yeah, the whole podcast.
Actually?
Yeah. No, we're good though. We could understand you.
You can understand me?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. I'm leaving this in.
I'm sorry, viewers.
Leave it in.
Bro, I couldn't. Why did I say something?
No, we thought it was like just connectivity issues. You're good.
Well, now I can. Okay, I'll just at least
Were you just
rephrase what I
you were
said.
too far away from your mic the whole time? Is that what it was?
I think so. I mean, I
Oh,
kept it over here. It's like, is it doing it now?
no,
Kind
it's
of
good.
in and out. Well, I'll stay next to it now.
Okay. It sounds better anyways.
Like this,
Yeah.
bro. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
No, you're good.
Where's AJ?
He's probably talking to his wife. But yeah, you
Or
kick it off.
talking to his dog?
Kick it off, Marks.
I was checking on the dog.
How is he? Or yeah,
He well,
that's what I
she's not
think.
supposed to like jump
Oh,
up on
she.
stuff, and she jumped up on the couch. So I was just checking that she was all good because she has like a big scar or stitches down the middle, but she's fine.
AJ, was my mic cutting in and out for you too?
I didn't notice it till like the last 5 minutes, but
Oh,
it wasn't noticeable for me until like you said something about the Eagles game.
you guys might need a new third for this podcast.
Dude,
Crash
you have
out.
the best mic out of all
I have
of
the
us.
best mic when I'm standing 5 feet away. It's not catching it. I didn't realize that.
It's all good.
So, okay, I can talk about this game then with a good quality mic headset. So
Michael Liga ASMR.
yeah, so no, let's not do all that. I do think this game, well, either way, I really don't want the Jaden Daniels is better than. I know you're going to use that all. Okay, old podcast. Continuing on, and the Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels narrative for that either. I do want to if the what AJ.
Maybe Caleb works out next year, and maybe we just
Oh,
both draft.
Caleb is going to be an MVP candidate next year
Maybe
with
we just both
Benjamin.
draft a good quarterback.
True.
Maybe this isn't a Mitch and Mahomes situation.
I know,
Maybe
but
we both
listen,
draft good QBs.
I'm not a fan of the Hail Mary.
Oh, it sucked.
It sucks.
Tyreek Stevenson.
Bro, this is crazy. The Eagles were the double doink and the Commanders were the Hail Mary. I'm not going for any team. I'm going for the Chiefs. Chiefs 2025 Super Bowl champions. Heard it here, folks. But I do think the Eagles come in, plan to run the ball, seeing that Jalen Hurts, especially as you mentioned when he's not throwing as much. I think Saquon scores a touchdown. I think the Eagles put together a few drives. Hopefully that line holds up against an internal pressure that is not as fierce as Rams was last week. We'll see, man. The Commanders
I
are.
think Saquon's rush line is 130,
That's
which is
insane.
crazy.
That's insane. I mean, bro, the Commanders have nothing to lose this game, so I could see them coming in and winning. To be honest with you, so that game's a toss up for me. I'll go. Philadelphia wins it solely because of the home, the ground, and they have a good. I don't know if Commanders have a defense like them so far in the. So I mean, the Lions are banged up, and then who they play first? The Buccaneers. You know,
Oh,
I can't sit here and say the Bucs have a top defense in the league, but the Eagles definitely have some dogs. See, man, I do think they edged out though. I'll
Edging.
27-24. Cooper, you next.
Yeah. I think I've got the Eagles in this one. I don't think it'll be as high scoring. I think we'll go like 24-22, something like that, something funky. Um,
origami.
yeah, scoregami maybe.
Squad.
I think Eagles have one path to victory, and I'm not really a fan of their like Super Bowl narrative. Like, I think the Commanders like Super Bowl narrative is really cool. Like, Jane Daniels, rookie quarterback, takes a team to the Super Bowl. The only Super Bowl narrative that I have for like the Eagles is Saquon. I love watching him play. It's it's so refreshing.
It's a fun watch.
Yeah, like what I like being a Broncos fan, and like he's like creeping up on Terrell Davis records in like rushing yards throughout playoffs. It's it's kind of sad. Like, oh man, he could break Terrell Davis's records, but he he deserves it. He is such a good running back, and I think to have him in a Super Bowl in his first playoff games that he's been playing, like he's gonna love this. It's his moment. Um, his line's built for it. I don't think Deron Payne's gonna be doing much against that offensive line. I think they can really get some pushback, and then they can run away with the
A
game.
Montez Sweat would be good for them right now.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
think Jonathan Allen's coming back.
Really.
I think Jonathan Allen's coming back. I
Oh,
think.
okay.
And didn't
Yeah.
they draft Johnny Newton with that Montez Sweat pick?
I don't know, but they don't have
That
Montez
young
Sweat.
D lineman.
We have Montez Sweat. Bear
Yeah,
down.
Montez Sweat probably have a shin injury and not be able to
Montez
get any
Sweat would
reps.
probably have 3 sacks and 8 tackles for loss and a 4. But no, we
Yeah,
don't have
against
to.
Lane Johnson. Against Lane Johnson.
Yeah, no. I truly believe that like the
Average
Eagles
Bears fan.
the Eagles will win this game, but I love watching Jaden Daniels and I love watching Saquon. Like this is so fun. I think this is gonna be a really fun game to watch. Although there won't be as many points scored, um, it'll just be really cool. I don't know anything about weather, but um, this this will be pretty interesting. It'd be interesting to see if the Commanders' defense can do what they did last week with the turnovers and getting those stops. Um, yeah, and then who knows? Jalen Hurts is probably hearing all this smack in the
High
media.
30s.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. No precipitation, and both of these teams aren't like prone to weather or like opposed to weather like the Rams were.
You know who is? Jared Goff.
Yeah, but yeah, so um, yeah, I really like the storylines in this game. Um, but it'd be cool to see Saquon go to the Super Bowl. But I'd love to have Jane Daniels go to the Super Bowl. That'd be cool. You- Although the media is kind of like meat riding him, but I think he deserves it. But yeah, we can go to the next game. Bills Chiefs. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna go. I got Bills. I got Bills.
Oh, here we go. It's the same story every time. It's the same. Josh Allen's gonna beat. It ain't happening, big dog.
Hey, I saw a little
It ain't
graphic today,
happening, big dog. Uh-huh.
and it was a side by side. It's Josh Allen and Michael Jordan, and it's
Okay,
like
okay, okay.
No, the
Okay.
previous two
Michael
years,
Jordan
get
and
to the
Josh
playoffs with
Allen.
them, and then opponent is on the way to a three-peat, and then Michael Jordan came through, and then Josh Allen is gonna come through. I know it's two different sports, two totally different eras. They have nothing to do with each other. I'm kind of reaching. I just want to see Josh Allen in the big game.
You're reaching.
Uh,
Bro, that's an ESPN
what?
type stat.
Yeah, ESPN who glazes LeBron 24/7, pulling up Michael Jordan stat.
LeBron's the GOAT, and I'm a
Uh,
Bulls fan. But we can have that conversation another time.
no, yeah, I think you put the ball in Josh Allen's hand. Don't get conservative. Jump on him quick. I think Bills play a clean game and they'll win like 24-20. 24-20. I think they finally come out on top. Mike,
I do think I'm not going to sit here and say the Chiefs are going to. The Josh Allen has. But I'm not. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna bet against Mahomes. I think. I think the Chiefs do come in and win this game. I think Kelsey has a day, as we were talking about before we started. He's been benched all year. Much. I mean, first week of the playoffs, he went off, had a day. I think that happens again. The Bills, that secondary line with the linebackers, they're going to do much against him to stop him. And you're going into Kansas City. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Mess with the cool guy. Yeah. Mess with the cool guy who wants the Chiefs to win. What are the crickets for? Bro, you guys can say something. I don't like talk. Am I cutting it out again? Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't even finish a point, bro. Like, at least a cut.
keep going.
How do you do that? I want to put crickets. How do you do that?
Don't tell them.
Oh, I'm going to figure it out. Oh, I figured it
You
out.
can figure it out.
I did it.
Yeah?
Hold on. Oh, that was so funny, AJ. Yeah. Give me there. Yeah, I think Kansas comes in. They're home. I think they take care of business. They win. Spagnuolo hopefully calls it. Been looking comfortable even when uncomfortable. Say it. That's what we were. But he I do think the Chiefs just come. They win. (23-21). I think it stays relatively close, but I don't think it's too high scoring. But I do think defensive battle. I think Mahomes does not turn the ball. Again, comes down to the little. He makes more of those. See how the refs want to call it because, according to Chief haters, but I will say Chiefs come out and win, and I'm going to say it now. Why are we? I think the Chiefs go on to win the Super Bowl all the way. Three-peat. No Michael Jordan statistic. Give me the Chiefs all the way. Bro, I'm gonna crash out, dog. Okay.
No, you're wrong, Michael. Bills win this thing 41-10.
Bro, if the Bills win 41-10, if the Bills win by 30, Cooper, I will never watch another Bears down in my life. I will never turn on football again in my
Bookmark
life.
it.
Bookmark it.
Bookmark it.
Mark.
I will
Yeah.
sell my
Who's that
Caleb
running
Williams
forward?
jersey. I will sell my Caleb Williams jersey for a penny on eBay. I will drop out of
But you bought it
college.
from China. It was probably like $10.
Hey,
I would too, but I'm not selling it.
hey, don't call me
I would
out.
too, but I'm not selling
I
it.
love DHgate. $20 jerseys. It's the same thing as the real one.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored. We are not sponsored by DHgate, but if you guys would like to sponsor us, please send us an email at cover2crew@gmail.com. Love to work with you guys. But let's maybe pull back and maybe get the labor laws more. Cooper, finish off the.
Yeah, I'll just be quick. I think Bills run away with this game. I love their Super Bowl story. Chiefs, I would hate the three-peat. I don't want to see it happen. Um, it would be so cool for Josh Allen to get a trophy. I think if they win the Super Bowl, obviously, but just to have the Bills back in the Super Bowl, that'd be cool. Um, yeah, I think they the Chiefs' offense can be neutralized. I think they have the pieces on defense to do that. I'm going to say this again. Von Miller is going to eat on those tackles. Those Chiefs tackles are doo-doo. This rushing game, or this pass rushing game, I should say, like this Bills defensive line is going to run away with this. I think they cause havoc for Mahomes. Mahomes looks uncomfortable all game, similar to the Tampa Bay Super Bowl. Chiefs defense could get a little nasty. I think this either goes Bills blowout or Bills close game, where it's like
Or Chiefs win.
no
That's
Chiefs.
another option.
Chiefs don't have a chance in this one. Mahomes finally looks human, like he has all season.
What is Lil Bro talking about?
This is his season where he doesn't get to the mountain because of him. Like his defense can't carry him for 20 games. That's
What's
what
the
I'm.
guy from Fox? What's the guy from Fox that said about Caleb Williams? He said, "This is the only collegiate professional quarterback that reminds me." Who was that? It's the guy with like the longer hair.
Bro's jorking it
I don't
right
know who
now.
you're talking about.
But yeah, my Super Bowl prediction is Bills Eagles. I love Bills Commanders as well. That wouldn't bother me. Um, yeah, that's where I'm at.
I think
Who
that if the
who to win the whole
Bills,
thing? Who to win the whole thing? Bills?
Bills, I got Bills.
I think if
No,
Bills
no.
make it, they beat
I
whoever
love
comes out of
Josh
the
Allen.
NFC.
I think whatever AFC team, let's say somehow Mahomes breaks a leg, and I think AFC is gonna win this.
I think that the Bills need to be holding on to the ball when the game is over.
Yeah,
Another thing, like I think they got to be up. They be up, and then it's going to be like a 3rd and 7, and then they got to and then turns into 4th and 2, and they gotta convert, then kneel it out. Definitely don't want the Chiefs having the ball at the end of the game. I think Josh has got to have the ball going down the field or running out the clock. Or if it's a 41-10, Mitch Trubisky needs to have the ball ready to kneel it out.
Okay.
But yeah, Bills commies. Bills commies.
Good work. So I think that's everything for what's going on in the league. Wise, we can talk a little bit about
Talk about the coaches.
Ben Johnson to Chicago. Okay, let's start out. Mike Vrabel to New England. I think a mile away.
no, we already talked about that last week.
Oh, that happened already? Oh
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ben Johnson's head coaching hire. I saw some stuff on Twitter about it. It was after they lost. Football's a business, man. Got our guy.
got Nathaniel
I
Hackett
could
is what
not
you got.
And yeah, you have we had our Nathaniel Hackett.
Dude,
In
this media tour is what Nathaniel Hackett did in Denver. It's actually like there's so many
Oh boy.
so many parallels. So many
Oh
parallels.
boy. Yeah, I don't know if I love the going on every TV show and all of the ESPN radio shows, Chicago radio shows. Like I get sitting down with like the guys who call the games because they usually do a little interview like that. Yeah, I'm definitely excited, but it's also like it's a hot OC, so maybe he doesn't know how to lead a locker room. Uh doesn't have a beard, so there's less aura there.
Wow. Okay.
I
And
also think it's
Eberflus?
so it's hilarious, like how Lions fans are acting. I just don't think they know how to act when their coordinator gets hired. Because
Yeah.
I think I read somewhere that they haven't had a coordinator get hired from their staff since like the '60s or something like that. Um, Reality is, if you're one of the top teams in the NFL, you're probably going to get a coordinator poached from you. It just so happened that Ben Johnson went back last year, so it didn't happen in sequential years with Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. Uh, you bring the Detroit Lions dumpster fire of a team, what 8-9, and then 11-5, and then 15-2. Five top or three top five offenses in a row with whatever you want to think about Goff at QB. McVay wanted to move off of him. So there's that. He's more of a game manager. He played great this season, other than the Texans game. But yeah, Lions fans uh, calling like for his head.
That's crazy.
I don't know if I really agree with that. And then they're all like cheering on Aaron Glenn. His defense gave up 38 points on Saturday. So I don't
I
know.
mean, you can see who they like more. You can see who they want more back in Detroit. And his name rhymes with Len Thompson. Yeah, so. Oh, my bad. My mic's over here. I'm probably cutting out. I had to charge my computer. I'm holding it in my hand and we're running. But
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I do think kind of hearing the difference. I understand he's not our head coach, or he wasn't. But Shane Waldron, there was an interview done with Hogue from one of the Chicago writers. It was Jackson Smith and Jigba last year. He didn't talk too well about Mr. Waldron. So, I just thought he was mad because he was third option receiver up there in Seattle. He was right. They lost. They didn't lose a coach they needed up there in Seattle. The way I see like Amon Johnson, Cash brother, Caleb, it seems like he had a lot of respect for Ben, and a lot of the quality as a leader and what he can do on the offense. Get it. People are trying to compare Ben Johnson with other offensive. He had Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback. Aaron Rodgers. Let's look at Matt Nagy, who came to Chicago. Not a couple years ago. What was that? 10 years ago? 7 years ago. He came in, but who was developing?
How about Alex Smith?
Alex Smith took that team to the divisional round of the playoffs.
No. I know. We can hear you, so I'm just trying to guess what you're saying.
You guys still can't hear me? The mic's right here.
It's cutting out.
Now we can.
It's still doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me take the mic out.
So I was just guessing what you're saying. I was just guessing you said something about Alex Smith.
Is this better?
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe.
It's random. Oh, it's echoing now.
What? What are we doing?
Okay, while he figures that out, I'll say this is my.
I'm right here.
Oh my goodness.
No, go ahead, Cooper. Let me.
This is my spiel. I love the Ben Johnson hire for the Bears fans. They needed some guy to hype them up, to feed their like starving offense. Can he be the guy to get a 4,000-yard passer in Chicago? Like,
Let me do that.
Can he change this culture? Provide a lift in the defense with his coordinator hires. My only thing is my only thing is there's this Packers quote that he has right now is like the biggest
Ooh.
like dead weight that's gonna carry on if he doesn't get it done. It's gonna be the Ryan Poles, we're taking the North and we're never giving it back. This could be his legacy. I will say,
Matt Eberflus couldn't coach a team of 12-year-olds. This guy's going to be different. This guy's going to be different.
I will list my parallels for Nathaniel Hackett and Ben Johnson. Both get hired to a team starving for success. Both get quarterbacks that are super heavily sacked, like tendencies, offensive line issues, blah blah blah. They all have super high sack rates.
Who's the quarterback?
Russell Wilson.
You're not comparing Russell Wilson to Caleb Williams.
Bro,
I'm sorry, that came out
Russell
of my mouth. I didn't
Wilson
realize
and
it.
Caleb Williams
I
are
thought
the
it was like Brock
same.
Osweiler.
They're the same guy. So
No, Caleb Williams, Patrick
I will
Mahomes.
say,
Who
and
been saying this?
Nathaniel Hackett's quote when he went to a Nuggets game and they interviewed him and they said, "We're going to score a lot of touchdowns." 32nd in the league in scoring that year. This is the Ben
Wow.
Johnson. This is the Ben Johnson beating the Packers quote right here. If this
I will say
does
this.
You're not gonna punt much here.
I will
exactly.
say this. If this is in my lifetime, I've never had a good Bears quarterback and a good Bears. Love you for the Jay Cutler, but that's if this doesn't, this is
My
probably
dad's 50 and he hasn't had a good Bears quarterback.
okay. Listen, we have arguably one of the highest scouted quarterbacks of the past decade, and
Bo
we
Nix.
also have Bo Nix will be in a retirement home in a couple months. Next, Ben Johnson was the hottest candidate, not just this year, but in last year's hire as well. And what did he do? He went back
He
to
was gone to Carolina in 2023 too.
and he went back, got his work done, understood what it takes
Got
to
his
be a
money
head
up.
coach, and now we finally got our match. Poles played the chess game. Where's Harbaugh? Where's Harbaugh? We drop Foose, let Caleb go through hell and back, put him with a good coach. I'm so delusional, but I do think I'm excited.
Yeah.
I will say, I'm impressed. I was wary of Kevin Warren because, he comes in, he's supposed to build the stadium, and he's just arguing with Arlington Heights. He's arguing with the mayor of Chicago. Nothing's getting done. He's been here since early 23, I think, and it's early 25, and he's no shovels have been in the ground. They tore down the race course in Arlington Heights, 326 acres, and they still don't know where they're building yet. So I was a little wary when he kind of took over that press conference after Eberflus got fired. Sorry.
We got
I
even
really
again.
think that
Oh no.
no, I was really impressed, and I've heard that he played a big role in George McCaskey opening up the checkbook, whether he's right or not, whether it's the right hire or not. I didn't expect the Bears to get like the top shelf guy. Uh, so I doubted Kevin Warren, doubted Ryan Poles, but yeah, I'm impressed by that. I wish they would say if Poles got an extension or not.
Yeah, they're very
They're really
secretive
secretive
about
about
that.
that.
Yeah.
The radio guys have asked him like directly, and he like won't answer. They've asked Kevin about it too. Interested to see who he brings in as his coordinators. I saw Dennis Allen floated around. Thought that would be a solid pairing, kind of doing what McVay did, uh, being a young first-time head coach, bringing in a defensive coordinator who has been a head coach before, Wade Phillips, and then also I don't think Dennis Allen will get another head coaching job.
Mm-mm.
So if he's the guy, could be kind of like a Spags route with Heath. Uh, he was the DC when the Giants beat the 16-0 Patriots, and he's been the DC of the Chiefs the last what 5 or 6 years. And it doesn't look like he's leaving anytime soon. So that could be the route they go. I'd like to see that happen. Uh, I thought about Robert Saleh too, maybe, but I think he'll get poached for a head coach job
He got.
again.
I think
I
San
think, and
Francisco.
I think he saw San Francisco. So yeah, I'd like to see what the hiring looks like. I think that and the O line coach would be important, and obviously your QB coach. So to see who he brings in there.
Yeah.
I don't think he's just going to raid Detroit's staff. But yeah, what was the next
Yeah,
hire?
Pete Carroll to Las Vegas.
Aaron
What happened today?
Pete Carroll, yeah.
I don't. I mean, bro, but he's back he's playing back again with Harbaugh. They're in the same. You know, there's the whole thing. Stanford, USC, Seattle, AFC West. The Raiders, to me, are a very dysfunctional organization. And
That's why you get a guy like
I
Pete
don't know.
Carroll.
Yeah, but I mean,
Change the
he's
culture.
the only coach in the league. I don't know what kind of culture setter he's going to do. I don't know if he.
Oh, he's
what
a
happened.
big culture guy. Seattle
I
Seattle
hope
is
he
known.
said it there.
He's
Seattle,
a young 73.
Seattle is known for this culture. He
How's
knew.
that dog, AJ? Sorry.
Good. I'm trying to move her on. Yeah.
No, you're all good. You're all good.
Yeah.
Star.
He knew he
You go, Cooper?
knows how to build a team. I would say it's the age is a little concerning, but if this is just a big FU to Harbaugh, then like
It'd be crazy.
that's interesting. You see him 2 times a year. AFC West coaches are stacked. Like I think I think Sean Payton might be the worst coach out of these four. It's
Come here.
Are we talking like just straight up like a coaching like persona? Because I'm saying Sean play caller.
yeah,
Oh,
like if he was a coordinator, best guy in the league. But some of the stuff he does
oh,
with game
Andy
management,
Reid.
yeah, I I don't
I
know.
see.
So there's that. Because you can't really knock Reed anymore. He's got his Super Bowls. Harbaugh's like he wins wherever he goes. He wins
Yeah.
in San Francisco. He wins in Michigan. He comes back and he's winning in Los Angeles. So he wins wherever he goes. And then it's not the best position to come in for Pete Carroll, but I do think they've gotten rid of their GMs who just can't draft. I'm not sure. Spytek's off the Buccaneers tree, right?
Huh?
Spytek, their new GM, he's a Buccaneers assistant or whatever.
I don't know
I think
exactly.
he went to. I thought he went to the Raiders.
Yeah, but he came from the
That's what we're talking
Buccaneers.
about. Okay,
Yeah, he's
okay.
one of Brady's guys.
The Buccaneers.
Okay.
Whatever's happening in Tampa is crazy right now. What happened with
Yeah.
their coach or their offensive coordinator?
Yeah.
Balake retaining Balake, then firing him, then
Balky.
him not reaching back out. That was just
Balake.
the Bears. He was one of the few guys that the Bears didn't talk to. I might see character.
Yeah, I actually saw Liam Cohen stopped in Ocala on his way up to Jacksonville. He stopped by on I-75. Saw him at the grocery store with his kid who was sick.
Are you being serious right now?
No,
Didn't you get an autograph?
he probably flew private, but yeah, if you were to drive that, you'd
Hey, we don't talk cap on this podcast, AJ. You got to put your hand up. Remember?
put my hand up. That's fake news.
Fake news.
Big misinformation guy.
Big. AJ loves him a good narrative.
NFL. I love making narratives for NFL guys. What are we talking? Liam Cohen now?
Yeah.
Sure. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he probably went from what 3 or 4 million a year to over 12. Gets to pick his own GM. I don't love how he went about it. Like what was it Wednesday? You hear that he's withdrawing his name. Todd Khan finds that out and then fires Balky. I thought they should have fired Balky from the start. I'm glad they didn't.
His name's Balky. I thought it was Balake.
No,
my
the L
bad.
comes before the K.
My bad. My bad. That's on me.
Balke.
Balke. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so Liam Cohen's gonna get to bring in one of his guys for personnel. Interested to see who that'll be. If he's got Trevor Lawrence to a big contract and Brian Thomas Jr. I don't know how the rest of their team is situated, like offensive line, defensive line. I know Travis
Trash.
Etienne kind of had a down year, at least fantasy wise.
Hank
Glad I
Bigsby.
didn't pick him up. Oh yeah, I picked him up a little bit in our league. But yeah, and then I'm also interested to see who Tampa Bay brings in as OC. I think Baker is going to have his 8th OC in 8 years, which is
Truly
crazy.
phenomenal.
But I'm
Well,
glad that
okay,
I'm glad
I
that
don't think.
at least the last 2 3 years he's been good. And then also Liam Cohen's been in 5 different places in the last 5 years, which is
How
also
did
kind of
Cohen get a
crazy.
head coaching spot after just 1 year of what's his name going to Carolina? Like that's crazy.
Dave Canales.
But what do you mean?
His
Yeah, Canales got
offenses
the
are
job.
good though.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, but bro,
he designs good plays.
Dude, Matt Nagy got a job after play calling for 4 games.
Nagy's a dog.
Bro
Well, I
doesn't
don't know if
even
that was
believe
was
that.
that was that was that like was that news out there or did people know that about Nagy?
What?
Was that like public
I don't
information when that
know.
happened? I was so hyped for
I don't know,
Nagy,
but he
bro.
blew he blew
I
a
was
he
so hyped
blew
for
a
Nagy.
huge lead to Tennessee in the playoff. But I think also you got to strike while the iron's hot. Look at Bobby Slowick was getting looks last year, and they just canned him. Um, I don't I don't know if that was the right move. I'm not sure. I don't watch Texans games, so I don't know if that was the right move or not. Uh, I think that yeah, if you've got head coaching interest, I think you got to take it. It kind of sucks for the team you're leaving behind, especially if you're just like a turnstile at OC, Tampa Bay. Um, so yeah, you got to take that opportunity, but I would have handled it a little bit differently if I was Liam Cohen. But yeah, I mean, if
That's
you
why
stay
I
in the
don't want
same
to bring
state,
up.
no income tax, no income tax.
I mean, he had no income tax at both places, but
I
yeah.
know that's what I'm saying.
Oh
Stay in
yeah,
the same
he loves that
state,
no income tax.
no income tax.
And
Yeah.
speaking of that rotational like position, I like especially like offensive coordinator. I think I don't want to just talk Bears all day because this is all things NFL, all things sports, whether it's hockey, whether it's basketball, the cooked product, whether it's
Well,
soccer.
this is an NFL podcast.
This is an NFL podcast
We're a
with
national
heavy
podcast.
focus on here.
We're a national podcast.
We're a
I'm
National
very
Football League podcast.
at the NFL pod cover two crew. That's why I'm very excited that Chicago got a guy in Ben Johnson able to help him develop, so we don't have to 2 years.
Yeah.
That's something I'm happy to see. Finally get him to develop. But moving over, was that all the coaches?
Aaron Glenn to the Jets.
Aaron Glenn to the
Aaron
Jets.
Glenn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They also took the Broncos assistant GM, Darren Moogie. He's now the GM.
You got comp picks for that?
No, he's white. So, but his middle name's Muhammad, so we should get comp picks.
You don't get comp picks?
No, because he's not a minority.
Wait, is that the only way that works?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not any assistant. They have to be a minority. So Ian
What?
Cunningham's getting looked for the Jags job. So if he gets that job, then we get
That's crazy.
two threes.
I thought it was everybody.
Detroit's getting 2 threes for Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they don't get 2 threes for
San Francisco
BJ.
got 2 threes for Robert Saleh.
Yeah, bro, because we did that route. We got cooked for it on social media. I don't know.
Yeah.
I will. If that's everything, then I think moving on to the ladder, Liga's ladder.
Oh, the Jets.
Bro,
Jets. We haven't talked about the Jets.
what do you think about Aaron Glenn? AJ,
To
take it off.
me,
Yeah.
I'll start. I think
I don't
the
think
Jets needed I think they needed a guy like Aaron Glenn, someone that maybe will stick up to Woody Johnson. I like that they gave him, I think it was a 5 or 6 year deal. Not saying that that's going to prevent Woody Johnson from firing him, but definitely interested to see what he wants to do at the QB spot. I don't think he'll keep Rodgers. But yeah, I kind of like it for the Jets. I didn't think they would get. I thought Aaron Glenn would maybe go to New Orleans just because there's ties there. But it sounded like the Jets didn't want to let him get out of the building. Called a great defense this year. Definitely improved from last year, especially with like NCAA defense on his team the back half of the year without Aiden Hutchinson, Alex Anzalone. I think was it Carlton Davis who like snapped their one of their corners. It was either him or Slot who like messed up their shoulder in the game. Yeah, I like Aaron Glenn. I think his time has finally come to be a coach. Uh, New York is definitely a tough place to be a coach, whatever sport you're in. But yeah, the Jets, I think they have the longest playoff drought now
Mhm.
that the Commanders made it.
What is it? Oh,
Um,
09?
I think it's
2010?
09.
Yeah.
Yeah. As for playoff wins, they're up there too with Miami and the Bears and
Don't air
Jets.
us out. Don't
So
air
yeah,
us
I
out.
like I like national podcast, man. National
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah, we air ourselves out. And we will be
We're
bringing that to an end next year.
we are the Cleveland Browns, but in a cool city. We are a terribly run Midwest team, and that's fact. And I hope they prove me wrong. But we are the Cleveland Browns, but in a cool city. Um, we're probably the only two teams who do that stupid QB on the back of the shirt with like 50 names on it since 1999. But yeah,
The
I
report.
think Aaron Glenn's a solid hire. Like to see who he brings in as his coordinators and what they do for the draft. They're probably going to finish last in the AFC East again, but they're not. I mean, I guess they kind of made win now moves this year, past couple of years. But yeah, they're not a win now team. They've got decent pieces. Quinnen Williams, Sauce Gardner, Brees Hall,
Garrett Wilson to Denver. You heard it here.
Elijah Vera Tucker. Yeah,
Okay.
Garrett
No,
Wilson or
no.
Garrett Wilson to Carolina.
No.
Garrett
I go
Wilson to
full Carolina.
Chicago for a future third. Heard it here first.
Why? Why do you want why more wide receivers?
We need a burner. We need a burner down the field.
Bro wants Roma Doomsday.
Marquise Brown, 1 year prove it deal.
Or
Marquise Brown,
what's his name from Oregon? What's his name?
Tez Johnson? No, that's Bo Nix's guy.
Des
Leave
Johnson.
Bo Nix alone.
You're not okay. You're not
Uh,
guys. Let's relax.
what I would do if I was the Jets is I'd go full scale rebuild, trade Sauce, trade Garrett Wilson, trade
Wow.
Quinnen Williams,
Cut Rogers.
trade Elijah Vera Tucker to the Bears, maybe. Uh, trot Aaron Rodgers out there. That's what I would do if I was Woody Johnson.
Low on
Locker room
battery.
cancer. Aaron Rodgers is anti-vax, and Woody Johnson is Johnson and Johnson. Maybe there's a little rivalry brewing there. Trot him out, just get his butt kicked. I don't know. I'm just floating that out there. Maybe that won't happen, but definitely could see some tension there, and maybe Woody trots him out there for the whole season. Yeah, tank for a QB next year. Yeah, I would go full scale rebuild and give Aaron Glenn time to build it his way with whatever personnel guy he brings in. I don't know if they brought in the guy from Washington who had ties with him in Detroit. But yeah, I think that's all for me. Mike gets skipped because he didn't want to talk about Aaron Glenn. So Cooper, let's hear it.
I think it's a good hire for the Jets. Um, I think all the hires this year have been really good for the teams. Um, it's tough to see what Dallas does. Um, I think they're like rumored
Oh
with
yeah,
Schottenheimer.
Dallas,
Um,
New Orleans left.
yeah, but I think no matter who New Orleans gets, they'll nail that. I think Jerry Jones is the only team who can like actually screw up the hire. Um, but yeah, so I think this is a really good hire for the Jets. They get a good scouting GM. He's going to build through the draft in Moogie. Um, that's good for their team. They typically have been able to find studs in the draft. I mean, they've traded for a lot of first round picks to get those high chance picks of like, hey, this guy is going to be on our team. Like they traded back into the first round a couple years ago.
Wayne Johnson.
Yeah,
I think it's who it was.
I don't know who it was, but yeah, they know how to pick rounds 1 and 2. Can they pick rounds 3 through 7? And that's gonna be that makes all good teams is can you pick those diamonds in the rough? I think Darren Mugi can find those guys. George Payton, the Broncos GM, probably taught him everything he knows. So there's that. I think Payton, he's a really good GM, great at the draft. So that's good for the Jets. They're probably 2 years out from competing for playoffs still, which is kind of sad if you're a Jets fan. But yeah, league is ladder.
Okay, all I have to say
Here,
is,
Mike.
hold on, before we get there, I'm going to say the Jets got the wrong. That's all I'm going to say. Down. We got 2 legs this week. Last week we did not win.
Bro, you don't have to say it on
And
the
that was
podcast.
the-
We can just forget about it.
Okay. If you want to see if we won or lost the last ladder, go watch the last episode. The whole thing. It's definitely not the end. So, this week we have 2 legs at plus 102. First leg. Give me Zach Ertz 25 yards. He's coming back to Philadelphia. He's been cash money these past few games. His connection with James has been good. He's coming back to Philadelphia. Yards. You can get that in 2 catches. Light work. Second leg.
Who?
Huh?
Who? Zach Ertz?
Did it cut out again? Bro.
Okay.
Zach Ertz. 25 yards.
Next
Okay,
one.
cool. Next leg. Give me Travis Kelce 50.
Oh, he's
Travis
going tight
Kelce.
ends. Tight end.
Travis, yeah, but tight end. You know, it's not tight end day, but I like the tight ends. I like their lines. He's been cashing these out in the playoffs. He's Mahomes. I see him getting 50 in the first half. And that's it. 2 legs plus 102. And, you know, we'll keep building up from there. So, yeah. I don't know. Is that it? Should we save the rest for next week?
Thanks for watching, guys.
Pro Bowl? Pro Bowl next week?
Pro Bowl doesn't matter, bro.
Oh, well, next week, flag football. Hey, you go to the game? You go to the game? Hey, Cooper, you're down there.
Bro,
You guys
just
should go make
dox
a
me.
vlog.
Yeah, a vlog for the pod.
You can cut that out. You can cut that out.
Advent
Cooper
Health.
does not live in Florida.
Yeah. Anyways, like and
Sorry.
subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
See you guys next time.